What's going on, guys? So in today's video, I'm going to be interviewing one of my clients and just sharing his experience of how he's ended up making this transformation and just ask him some questions in relation to how he actually made his transformation and what he actually did, and see if there's any advice he could potentially give to others to help them in his transformation. And you guys can just see some things he's doing and potentially apply it to yourself, because he's made a significant transformation in terms of where he started and where he currently is now. I want to put up some pictures so you guys can see, probably on the screen somewhere, so you guys can see what he's done so far. But anyways, I'm going to invite him now so you guys can then listen and then hopefully take on some information that he's going to give.
Nice. There we go.
There you go. Perfect. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Nice. Okay, sweet. So I got my questions here I'm going to ask you, and then
All right.
just try your best to answer them in however you can.
Okay.
Yay. So first off, do you want to start off by telling your story? So let's hear a little bit about you and like how you got into fitness and where it all began.
Yeah. So that pretty much started back in August. I decided to make some changes in my life. Basically, I was seriously unfit, and for most of my life, I've been pretty much limited by my dyspraxia, and I decided that it was just time to, put that all behind me and, prove to myself that I can actually do things, despite the fact that I've had this limiting factor in my mind all the time.
Mm.
And so, yeah, that's when I started. First of all, was just kind of in the gym, going off YouTube videos. Then it was training with you.
Yeah. So like, what in terms of your starting position, like, because obviously people don't know. So like, what in terms of like your weight, how much were you weighing, and like?
I was at 300 pounds.
Oh wow! So what was the reason? What made you think I need to do it now?
Well,
You look yourself. Was there a moment that came that you looked yourself in the mirror and you were like, I need to finally do this?
Yeah, it was just looking at myself in the mirror, and also like I was having trouble like walking up to the shops and stuff like that, getting winded, feeling aching in my calves. And I was just like, I can't live like this.
Hmm.
And so I decided to make changes.
Okay. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so let's get some of the questions I want to ask you. So, how has health and fitness slash bodybuilding style training helped you? What's it done for you since training and obviously losing weight or whatnot?
It's definitely boosted my self-confidence. Like, I used to have crippling social anxiety. Um, it took me ages to actually work up the nerve to go to the gym. And I started off at this small little gym up the road. And now I'm able to go to the bigger gyms and be around people. Yeah, it's crazy how much it's boosted my confidence. And also just the health benefits have been fantastic. No longer tired all the time. It's great.
That's crazy, isn't it crazy how that one decision you decided to make has completely like impacted your life in such a dramatic way, from being able to walk up hills easier, not feeling physically out of breath and stuff. The
Yeah.
social anxiety aspect of it is actually crazy when you think about it, really.
Yeah, it's made a huge impact on my life, and I've pretty much changed my entire lifestyle around it.
Okay, that's cool. So tell us a little bit about your lifestyle. What was your lifestyle like prior to joining the gym, and like since we started working together?
He was eating a load of crap, and mostly just on video games all day. Being completely inactive. I wouldn't even want to go, up the road or something like that, and I'd get someone to give me a lift up to the shops or anything like that, just because I couldn't be bothered. But now, I'm going for walks, and for fun. And now that like everything's kind of closed down, I'm finding like, I need to do something now, and then I'll just go do a workout. So,
Hmm. That's it's kind of strange. You look like it. Before you'd make excuses not to go for walks, not to walk to the shop, and
yeah,
now we're actually restricted. And now you actually want to do it just because how the tables are kind of flipped and turned like now.
yeah.
It's crazy.
And I never used to eat vegetables or anything like that, and like basically I just kind of like turned it completely around, eating broccoli and stuff like that. It's
Mm.
crazy.
So, like, do you know, probably, like, did you used to cook any meals before? Would you cook your meals or would you order the takeaways? Like, what was it like
I
before?
used to order a lot of takeaways, just because I couldn't be able to cook, and used to eat a lot of like processed foods. But now it's it's nothing's processed, so it's
Well, so that's completely changed your eating habits as well now.
yeah.
In terms of flexibility, just so people can see that you are flexible with your diet, though, like you are pretty flexible with your diet. And do you feel like you have a better understanding of actual nutrition, like your protein, your carbs, and how you can still be a little flexible with it and have things if you want to?
Yeah, definitely. I feel that I know more about nutrition now than I did, because a lot of people just think like you just eat this one way and then you'll lose weight, but no, you've got to be smart about it. And yeah, I found that I'm like able to have a few treats now and again, but it's about not going overboard.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. So would you say you've had a better understanding on the relationship with food now? Now you know how to actually be clever. So if you want certain things, you still can have it, but you just know how to have it.
Yeah. When it comes to like a cheap meal, I can have pizza or something like that. It's going to be a smaller pizza than I would usually have, but
Yeah. So obviously before you were 300 pounds, and
yeah.
so what's eating like now for you? What's how are you stopping yourself from overeating? Because obviously before you must have been overeating a lot. So how are you now able to stop yourself from having those things that you were having before?
Yeah, so it is basically following a meal plan and sticking to it, eating several times a day rather than just like one big meal. I used to just kind of sleep most of the day and then wake up and then just eat a load of
Mm.
stuff. Um, but now, because I've got those kind of spaced out, it's really good. And then also just having that like kind of treat or snack in between, which is usually like a protein bar or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, good, good. So, in terms of advice, what advice can you give someone? Say, 'cause I just typed in my phone to see where you were. So you were almost 22 stones. You were about 22 stone before. That's crazy when you
Hmm.
think of it, man.
Yeah.
So, obviously, you've seen you were 22 stone before, and for someone's done what you've done and so radically transformed, it's going to be quite difficult. So, what kind of mindset does someone need to get into to prepare themselves to be prepared to actually sacrifice eating all these kind of foods like takeaways, not having that one meal, spreading your meals out, and learn to be controlling your eating? What kind of mindset do you have to put yourself in to be prepared to doing something like that?
Well, the first thing is you've got to have the knowledge. So you've got to seek out someone that will help you through it. And also, they'll keep you accountable, because if you're just doing it yourself, you might just end up slipping up. As strong as your mind is, if someone else is, keeping tracks on it as well, it really helps you. Um, but the other thing is to just, if there are slip ups, don't beat yourself up about it,
That's good.
because that's just going to lead you to getting like feeling worse and worse. The thing is, just basically just get back on your horse and just keep going. Um, that's the best way to do it. And
Mm.
also just kind of believe in yourself, because I mean, if I manage to do it, like you can. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I love it. That's powerful. That is because that's exactly something I try to tell people over and over again. If you slip up, it's fine. Just get back on track. And I like the fact that you actually understand the principle of don't beat yourself up, reset, and get going again. That's really good. What you just said. That's very good. Okay, so give me a second. Next question I want to ask you. So would you say you're a complete different person now?
Yeah, I would say I'm much different. Like I used to suffer from depression. Rarely now. I mean, I feel a lot happier, a lot healthier, and because of these changes that I've made in my life, I feel like I've just become like a completely different person. I look like a completely different person, and I also feel like
Very
a
different
different person
person.
inside.
What I'm gonna try and do, I'm gonna try and see if I'm gonna edit this up a little bit. I'm gonna pop up some pictures somehow so people can actually see what you're looking like before. Okay, it'd be quite intriguing to
Yeah,
share that so people can actually see it. That's crazy. So it's actually impacted you quite dramatically. Would you say, like in your whole life, you're completely different as a person and individual?
yeah. And it's nice to have the goal as well, and the structure. So I seem to take well to structure. If I don't have like a structure, I just kind of go all over the place. So it's
Exactly.
nice to have the structure of the routines and the diets and stuff like that. And it's amazing what the effects that it's had.
It's actually benefited you know. So in terms of obviously before you suffered from like social anxiety and like being in big crowds and now obviously now we train in quite a big commercial gym and stuff. And there's a
Yeah.
lot of people around. So how do you cope with that now? So
Um, so at first, it was basically just kind of a grit it and bear it kind of thing, and just kind of keep focused on the goal. Now that my confidence has come, I don't have those issues anymore. Like I now that I'm more confident in the gym, and I don't feel like I'm an idiot and
hmm,
messing up all the time, uh, it definitely my confidence is much better.
hmm. Okay, wow. So that's some training and getting better, learning more, having that kind of structure. That's
Hmm.
all kind of combining and giving you that extra confidence boost that you needed.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay, so next up, what's been the most challenging thing for you to get the grip up since like starting fitness? What's been the most difficult thing for you?
Um, Most challenging thing. I I think it was probably the cardio at first. Like
Hmm.
it was pushing myself through the cardio, but like and kind of twinning that with the weight training. Um, because I used to get knackered quite easily from cardio, but now I'm
Hmm.
able to go for 45 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour. But yeah, the wall that I hit at the beginning was tough, but
Hmm.
managed to push through it with help.
Hmm. That's good. That's good. That's good. So what's been the easiest thing then? So obviously that the cardio was a kind of. So actually, let's get back to the cardio. So how did you get better at it? Because I know why I kind of programmed you how to get better at it, but how do you think you personally got better at it? What helped?
It was increasing it week by week, increasing it 5 minutes, um, basically sticking with the same thing, but increasing it by 5 minutes every week, and gradually building up to 45 to 50 to an hour. And it definitely helps, because you just kind of think to yourself, oh, it's just another 5 minutes. I can push through that. And then you get to the next week and you're like, I can push through to the next 5 minutes.
That's good. That's good. You just gradually keep progressing and getting better and better.
Yeah.
So, what's been the easiest thing?
Oh, the easiest thing. I wouldn't call anything easy.
What would you rate has been like in terms of being able to gain mindset and okay, that's not too bad. 'Cause the cardio can be kind of difficult. I know when I first did my cardio, it's like, oh God, I need to do this cardio. I need to do the cardio. And then it becomes natural. So, what's kind of become almost natural for you then? Not easy, but more natural.
More natural, is finding that right moment of failure, I would say, because before I used to give up before I hit that point, but now, like, I think you've seen from the evidence of when we train.
Yeah, yeah. You're able to now,
Yeah,
would you say, so you're able to push yourself more now, would you say? And
yeah,
like instead
yeah,
of as soon as that pain kind of hits, you're like, oh no, that's it. You know, you got more in the tank. You're able to give a little bit more extra.
yeah, exactly. It's pushing to that point where your body actually just goes no,
And you
rather
know you
than
can push past it now. Okay, good.
yeah,
Because that's very difficult. Kind of even me sometimes I'm guilty of oh it's standing hurt, but trying to push past it, that's where you make the most benefits as well. Okay, so what's been your proudest moment slash like biggest achievement so far?
I think it was hitting that 100 kg.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought I'd have been at just so that people know. So basically, when me and Mark started training together, the goal was I said to him at the start of the first session, I want to see you get to 100 kg because like that was his big goal. Bearing in mind he was 300 pounds, which I think is over 120 kilos. And so we were trying to get down to that 100 kg mark, and then he actually did it. Like it was a few weeks back, about a month ago, I think now it is, and he achieved it, and that was like one of the biggest goals we set, which is massive when you think that's a massive achievement to do.
Yeah.
Really, that's crazy. Anything else, or that's been the big thing that you really chuffed with?
And I think it was also doing some of the exercises that I never thought I could do. Like now I'm doing push-ups, and I never used to be able to do one, and now I'm doing 100 a day. So
Isn't that crazy how your body can completely change? So you can do, we can even think about doing a push-up. That first session, like that
yeah,
was unthinkable. Like you couldn't do push-up, you couldn't run. So now you can do push-ups, you can do dips, you can
yeah.
run, you can actually physically run the treadmill. That's crazy, man. Wow. And how do you feel being able to do these things now? So before you couldn't do it. So how do you feel now you're capable of actually running, doing bodyweight exercises, stuff like that?
It feels great. Like it's great to have some pride in something and feel like I've actually achieved something. And yeah, it feels like an achievement.
Hmm. Did you ever imagine in the start that you're going to be able to do push-ups, you can run the treadmill, and all these kind of things?
Well, like always in the back of my mind, there was that kind of that doubt that oh, you're gonna fail this time. But then when I hit that 100 kg, it was like no, and I just went away. So it's been great. Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that. Okay. So what's the driving force behind you still staying motivated even though like we're in this lockdown crisis and stuff? What's the driving force? What's helping you to stay so motivated still?
It's I've come this far. Just keep the momentum going. Like there's no reason to stop. Like all you got to do is just completely like change what you were doing. But yeah, it's you can get as good a workout with bands as you can with weights, and yeah, there's
Okay,
no
that's
reason to
good.
stop
So,
it.
so what's been your approach then? So, like, how have you been approaching it? Obviously, it is different when you're in a different environment training. I know when I'm training in a gym compared when I'm training at home, my training is completely different. So, how are
Mm.
you kind of going about coping with obviously not having those heavy weights, being in that environment where everyone's working hard and it's just you versus you for sort of thing? How are you coping with that?
Yeah, so I've been using using these these things. Yeah, so I basically before like the crisis went really bad, I managed to get loads of bands and equipment. So that's been really helping. Been looking at YouTube videos and also keeping to the plans that we put forwards.
Hmm.
But yeah, I found that these are like while they're not giving you like a resistance in the weight, the mind muscle connection is insane. Just
Okay, okay,
because
okay.
you're in that tension at the top of each rep, it's
And you're really feeling that. So in terms of routine, how are you still being able to like get yourself program mental, get in mind like I need to work out today, I need to work out. Because for some people and they do find it a little bit difficult to get themselves, I need to actually work out today. Why are you
I'm
still so motivated?
well, I'm basically treating it exactly as I would if I was going to the gym. I'm getting up exactly the same day, as same days, getting up at exactly the same time, um, eating the same things, and just keeping to that routine. And all that's changed is the room, essentially.
Yeah. I like that's true actually. 'Cause that's the only thing that's realistically changed. Really, is just the room, the environment you're in. That's good. So literally, you've kept everything the exact same. You haven't tried to change anything. You're just doing the exact same thing, and that's
Yeah,
good. That's literally the exact same thing what I'm doing, which is awesome to see. You're actually implementing it and obviously following plans or whatnot. A lot of people seem when this situation happens, a lot of people the panic sets in, doesn't it? So a lot of people are now going crazy and thinking they need to start eating differently. They should eat bad food more when there's no reason really, is there?
no, I haven't eaten badly, and in fact, I've gone down to now 99 kg. I think I weighed it today. So
That's
yeah,
great.
yeah.
What advice do you give to someone then? Because well, from your experience, and not you're very motivated right now. What
Yeah.
advice do you give to someone else who in isolation they're struggling a little bit to actually get themselves up to work out, get that routine, wake up at the same times, eat the same foods? What advice do you give to someone else?
So basically, you just got to look at, like I said, nothing's really changed that much. All that's changed is what's available to you, and currently the room that you're in.
Yes.
So nothing really needs to change. All you got to change is essentially the way that you train. And once you've changed the way that you train, then you can get back in the zone and get that momentum still going. The main thing is don't stop and don't give up just because this has happened to you, and this has happened to everyone.
Mm.
It's very important just to keep the momentum up for too long, then it's going to start to slow down. So
Mm.
just keep doing it, and keep progressing, and that's the best way forwards.
That's good. That's true because that's literally is. Don't change anything because there's no need for it. Keep everything the same, and at least you can at most limit the damage that you could potentially do. If you can progress at all during this period of time, like you managed to drop another like kg, that's fantastic. If you can maintain, that's still a win as well. So that's very good advice. I like that. Okay, so next question is, what's piqued your interest the most then in terms of training? Has it been the muscle growth? Has it been training methods? Has it been, what is it? What's piqued your interest the most?
It's definitely muscle growth, because I went into it because I wanted to start bodybuilding essentially. But the other thing that interested me, which I got surprisingly interested in, was the strength, and seeing how far I could push that. But yeah, the focus has definitely been on muscle growth.
Okay, good. So in terms of, because you've gone significantly stronger and stuff, for like looking at it from a perspective of someone else who's trying to get into it and they want to get stronger, what advice can you give them to get stronger? If they were to try and do it on their own and stuff, what advice can you kind of tell them?
Again, the best tool that you have is the internet and knowledge. Just find people that are experts out there. Don't just go onto any random YouTube channel, but go onto proper experts on there and learn from them, because they have a lot of experience and they'll teach you some things that you probably never even thought of. Like, I learned something about the bench press that's completely changed my bench press. And yes, that's one of the main things to do, is basically start off with that knowledge, and don't go into it blind, because that's going to lead to injury. You will probably like use the bar wrong or something like that, and basically start with research and then get proactive. That's
Yeah, I
what
like that. That's
that's
good.
what I believe
That's
is
true.
first.
That's literally is because that's where we all start. We start all clueless, and you don't know until you try and you fail. And I started the exact same thing as you. YouTube still like a fine because there's loads of bad people out there. But if you keep looking, you're gonna come across someone good, and then you can
Yeah.
apply that knowledge. Then, okay. So, okay, this is an interesting question. Obviously, seeing your bodybuilding stuff interests you. Would you ever consider competing? Is that something that ever potentially?
If I got to that, well, when I get to that uh, part, yeah, I think I might. Yeah, it's always been in the back of my mind as something to do.
Because like, why
So
not? Like, you've come this far, so why
yeah,
not? Okay, so next up is, let's see which one. Okay, that's a cool question. What kind of advice would you give to someone who's a little bit hesitant of potentially starting their fitness journey because they're worried others might think or they're worried looking stupid and failing? What advice can you give to someone else to just take the leap and start?
okay, so that's what I dealt with right at the start, was So it's terrifying. Going into the gym for the first time is terrifying. The best thing to do is to focus on what you're doing, and to be honest, like the other people, they aren't watching you. They're focusing on what they're doing. But your mind is going to tell you, they're laughing at me, they're judging me. I'm lifting these small weights and they're lifting these heavy weights, but nobody cares, you know. And so the idea is to get out of that head and basically focus on what you're doing. Another important tool that I found for like drowning out what everyone else is doing is get some music on. And you'll start to drown everything out that's going on around you, and you'll get completely focused in what you're doing.
And then you forget about your surrounding almost. That's literally what it is when I started. Headphones on, don't pay attention to what anyone else is doing, just do your own thing. That's some brilliant advice, I would say. Definitely. Okay, so we spoke a little bit about this before. So in terms of career-wise, obviously you said fitness has massively changed your whole life completely.
Yeah.
In terms of your career path, we did spoke about it before. Like, has it made you rethink your potential career and stuff like that?
Yeah, it definitely has. I was going to do classical studies, and now I'm going to do sports science as a degree. So what I've decided to do is to basically possibly go into personal training later on, and help people with anxiety issues and maybe with certain difficulties like I have, and basically be there to show them, like, yeah, you can do it, and help them, because I've been through the exact same thing they've been through.
That's pretty good. So you've kind of learned yourself, and your experience, if you've been through it, you've had anxiety, social issues, depression, the dyspraxia. There's so many different aspects, and you've managed to overcome it. And this should kind of inspire others, let them see that if you can do it, why can't they? That's pretty cool. I love that. Okay, so along your journey, what was the defining moment that changed everything to make you think, I can actually transform and I can keep going? This is it for me. I need to change my lifestyle. What was the defining moment?
I think it was when
Because
we
it's
first
before the
did.
six, it's before the 100 kg. It has to be before the 100 kg. Because
Oh, yeah, it was that.
100 kg.
It was that first time that I broke that. Was it 150 deadlift, or was it? Yeah,
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 150. Oh, the 150 deadlift, is it? When you
yeah.
did the 100. So was that the moment for you then when you lifted the 150 kg deadlift?
Yeah,
Then
it was like I was amazed that I could actually do it. I think we both were at the
yeah,
same time.
I was very shocked. I was like, whoa, he's lifted 150 kg. So
Yeah,
was that the moment for you then that kind of changed everything and made you think, whoa, I can keep this going?
yeah. That was the moment. That was basically kind of like, wow, that I can actually do this. I can
Mm.
actually achieve this.
And what was
Yeah.
the feeling? How did you feel knowing that, okay, this is getting interesting, I can actually do it? How did you feel in your mind? Obviously, you didn't show it, but how did you feel?
Uh, at the time, uh, it it was absolute elation. You know, like I was so thrilled. Um, Tried to do this kind of thing before, and ended up having a mental breakdown and having to stop it. But this is the first time that I've made such a significant leap, and that kind of self-limiting factor that day kind of just broke.
Hmm.
Because
You knew you could do it. That was the moment you knew, I actually can do this if I really want to.
yeah,
Well, so speak
and
a little bit about before when you tried then. So what happened before when you did try to get to like achieve the goal?
um, there's a lot of misinformation out there. So I followed several different routines, and they just weren't helping at all, because they weren't geared towards me. They weren't geared to the way that I train. And so I was following these different routines online and basically going it on my own. And that wasn't the way to do it. Um, I didn't ask anyone for help. And to be honest, like after a while, it became more of a chore to go to the gym than to, you know, to not do it. So eventually, when I had that mental breakdown, it was just, yeah, it was gone. But this time, because I've had people behind me and because I've had the help of the structure and stuff and a routine built around what I can do, it's much better. Yeah, it's just been
Nice, and
so much better.
that's changed everything, and almost then it kind of eliminated those factors you had before, because obviously our plans and everything we've created are specific to you. That's going to help you massively then to take that leap forward then.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So intrigued. I know that I already know a little bit about what your goals are going forward, but just how people know, what are your goals now? Obviously, you've broken 100 kg, which was a massive goal. What next? Tell
So
people.
yeah, my aim is to get down to like 15 or lower body fat, and then start bulking up into and then going into proper bodybuilder mode,
Mm.
and then just getting really serious with it. Not that I'm not really serious with
Yeah,
it now,
you're
but
very
like,
serious anyway. Yeah,
um,
but I get you,
yeah,
mate.
yeah, and
And yeah.
yeah, that's my aim, is to like go proper hardcore with it, you know.
See
So
if you can see, essentially, see if you can take your body to the next level, because you've
yeah,
already made a significant fat loss transformation. Now to try and see take another level in the sense of building muscle, a mass building mode, which is quite
yeah.
nice actually. Okay, cool. That's sick. Okay, long journey with. Yeah, so anything else to add? What else do you want to share with people and let them know that they can actually transform? Because a lot of people lack that self belief, knowing that I actually can do it, and all it takes is that one decision to decide to reach. For example, you reached out to me, and we never knew that it would have gone to this level if you would have made a significant progress. Because I don't know which person comes to me if they're going to actually stick to the plans I create, or they're going to follow it, or they're going to take it serious. But you took it serious, and you've also made the results. So what can you give to someone else to make them actually, if it means reaching out to someone and asking for help, what advice can you give on that?
Um, what I would say is, you know, don't delay. You know, when that spark comes to you and you want to make that change, just go for it. You know, believe in yourself that you can do it, and I mean, you can do it. All it is your mind is limiting, and it's the doubt in there. But you know, push that doubt aside and make that leap, and just go and do it.
Okay, that's really nice advice. Well, this has been a pretty sick interview, actually. You've given some really, really, really good knowledge, I think, and people need to hear it. I'm definitely going to post this so people can hear your insight to how you actually transformed so far and let people see that it can be done. Like, if you just put your mind to it and like you're willing to be dedicated, essentially make a lifestyle change. You've made a lifestyle change, haven't you? It's not like a basic change. You've changed everything. You changed your eating, you changed daily activity, knowledge, so much has gone into it. You should actually be really proud of yourself. What you've done is actually pretty amazing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to end this video. I'm going to end the recording now anyway. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video anyway. This is Mark and Tevin out.